We have more drinks behind us, so
Okay.
when you need to fill your glass.
I like it.
All right, I think we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Everyone that's not there yet. People will come in a minute. So we'll cheers to
Happy New Year.
a new year and a win. We're waiting on a few people to join us.
They may be still on.
Yeah, there could be people still out there hunting because if they haven't watched Facebook, they have no clue. Did we have a winner? Oh, we have one. Say hi when you come on if you hear us. That way we can see. Last time I heard that people said they could not. Some people wrote to us and some people said they couldn't for some reason. So if you're able to type to us, say hello, let us know who you are. We'll answer questions as we go. This is the awkward part. Like waiting on people. We're going to give it like one more minute and then we're going to go ahead and just start talking about it. And then if you're not on by that point, you can ask us questions later. Hello, Boise Parks and Recreation Department. Sarah and Dave, welcome. Sarah won last time, so it's good to have you watching. Cheers. Have you had a drink yet, Sarah? Sarah was not allowed to have real drinks with us last time because she was on lunch. Gosh, no drinks yet. Did you go skiing today? And are you home already from skiing? I guess it is 4 o'clock. I was thinking it was a little earlier in the day right now.
Started off a nice day.
Yeah. It was a great day for the hunt and for skiing. 8th day in a row skiing. Oh my God, you're a monster. If anybody else is on there, like if you can type, go ahead and type us a message. We're going to get started. So everybody, please welcome Corey Russell.
Hello.
To Hunt for the Key, our second winner who found this wonderful key in just under 2 hours. Like, I knew someone got on the right path with this clue, that it could be found in a decent time, but I definitely did not think that they'd be able to find it in 2 hours, because once you found the location, I thought for sure it would take you an hour or two to narrow it down to where it was. That's the problem. I thought at least if people were there hunting, that it would take a while to find this once you got to the location. So we're going to read the riddle, then we're going to talk a little bit here with Corey and like let him tell us how he found this key. So, all right. So the riddle came out at noon. The Guy in the Hat played Auld Lang Syne on vinyl this year. Daedalus gave a speech and said the end is near. It was cold at the farm, but we didn't care, especially when Raywood's Crook announced 2021 was here. All right, you're on.
Can you back us up to New Year's Eve clue that came out on Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Let's back up to that because that's where I want to start.
All right, deal. Yes, and so as I kind of told you guys in many different ways, always keep an eye on Facebook because everything that goes on Facebook has something of value to it in some way. And last night I went on and I just gave a short little, are you talking about the live video? I gave a short little live video that kind of had a little clue in it. And it looks like someone might have caught on to that clue before the riddle was ever released. Did you guys watch that clue? Anybody on the side? Can you tell me if you guys watched it? Or did you just think, oh, here's Rodney telling us something again? Anyway.
It was subtle. It was
a very subtle clue.
But it was at the very end.
I'm surprised you caught it, but it was at the very end.
Times.
You watched it a few times. Aren't I cute in that video? It was horrid. I don't know how anyone could watch that video more than once or even make it through once.
I did fast forward to the part I knew. I timed.
Oh, you got you were like, I'm just gonna go listen to the important part,
Yeah.
and you listened to it a few times. So.
Yeah. And where that piece took me, which was, we're going to go to the farm.
Yeah.
And
have a hoe and hoe it up.
And hoe it up.
And I thought for sure people would be like, that's not something you're gonna say. I mean, I guess people that know me, people that know me know I would say something stupid like that anyway. But not probably on this channel. I wouldn't go say we're gonna hoe it up for no reason.
Yeah. So that kicked off my brain thinking, where is this going to be? And so I started thinking about farmland, places in Boise that have farms. And then I started researching hoes for some reason, and don't do that. You're going to get a lot of weird things coming up on your Google search.
Not recommended to look up hoes.
NSFW, not safe for work. And so when I woke up this morning, I started scouting out Garden City. Because I was thinking farm, garden, it might be in Garden City. So that's where I started my search this morning before the noon clues.
Wow, you were already in the Garden City area thinking. So had you driven there at noon?
I was in Garden City by 11:30, and just kind of waiting, thinking, anticipating.
Watching my video over.
Watching it over and over again.
Oh, that's great.
And then when the clue came out, I read through it. There was a lot of words in there I was not familiar with. Daedalus. I had to do a little bit of research on that, and read through the history of that. Took me to a maze of sorts, and thought, okay, so it's going to be in a maze, somewhere in a maze. And my first brain went, Botanical Gardens, because they have a maze at the Botanical Garden, a labyrinth.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, is it inside? Is it outside? Where is it located? And decided that probably wasn't the location. Did a little bit more thinking about my experience living in Boise, and I was like, okay, where is another one? The VA hospital has a labyrinth. So it's open. You can access it 24/7. Drove up there. Not really familiar with the area. Found a nice parking lot. Got out, walked around, located the labyrinth. Walked it a couple times. It's not a huge one, and it was a nice day. And then I started looking at the rest of the clues, trying to piece it together. Nothing was really making sense as it attached to it. There were trees. And I guess we could dive into the last line there. Ray Wood's crook announced 2020 was here. That's a form of tree.
And did you know that at that time?
Yeah.
You figured that part out, right?
I knew that was a tree. And I knew a crook would be where the limbs come together into the trunk. And so then I was just searching trees like a random crazy person. People are out enjoying their New Year's Day, walking their dogs.
I noticed how many people were out today. There was a lot earlier with the sunshine.
And everyone that approached me with their dog, I was like trying to act cool. Like I wasn't sure if they were hunting, so I wouldn't tip them off. They thought I was looking at squirrels, and eventually gave up on that. Drove around the property 3 or 4 times looking for a garden of sorts. Couldn't find one. Found a natural garden behind it, and went through the mud, looked around, couldn't find anything. Got back in my vehicle, looked at the clues again, and started thinking, okay, there's got to be more to this. And so we went back to the first line. And if we go back to the first line, we look at on vinyl this year. I'm thinking, on vinyl this year. What is vinyl? A song on vinyl, a record. And I'm like, okay, something about a record. My brain went to Record Exchange. It's going to be around the Record Exchange. They have a lot of artwork downtown, paintings. I believe there's a guy on a guitar.
Yeah,
wearing a
hat. With his hat blowing off.
Yeah. And so I was tempted to go down there.
I think he's above the old smoke shop.
Okay.
I don't think it's there
you're
anymore,
right. You're right. He is over across the way. Went over there. That wasn't it, obviously. Again, evaluated the clues a little bit more. Farm was capitalized. So that's a clue to Rodney's brain a little bit, I think. And I started thinking, okay, farm, we're back to this garden idea. Maybe a park, maybe a farmer. And it just suddenly clicked. And I thought to myself, I've been to this place. As a former resident of Meridian, I remember when Kleiner opened up, I did the whole tour and did the walk through the Arboretum. And I remember thinking, there's a lot of trees. It's so cool. You can identify them. You can check them out. And then I connected the Raywoods to the plaques. And the
there's a plaque on every tree there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until I went to hide this.
And that is what the scary part is, because it's winter. There's no leaves. Obviously, it's not an evergreen tree. And they all kind of look about the same.
Yeah, they look exactly like all of them.
So there's little ones, there's big ones. And I pulled in, and I just had to start hunting around. And I was reading plaques as fast as I possibly could. And got to the one that I saw was the Raywood tree. There was a family of 4. I don't know if they were hunting or not. They had their cell phones out. They were looking down as I approached the tree. They were a little bit away. I acted cool and kind of made a quick little sprint towards it. Looked in the tree because I was thinking, okay, we're around the holiday season. It might be an ornament kind of hanging on a limb. It wasn't hanging on the limb. It was in that crook under some leaves.
And you could only see
just a glimmer.
Barely the chain, like, so I had made it to where the chain could be seen. I covered it with leaves so that you just couldn't see it, obviously. But if you were there and you were looking, there was just a little bit of chain sticking out on both sides, so that if you were looking for this, you'd see it. Otherwise, you wouldn't, kind of thing.
Kind of looking back at the maze, looking towards the village, or the other side.
Either way, you could have seen it there. Like when you walked through the park originally, not today, did you even know that area existed? Like, I've been to that park a million times, but never did I know that there was a labyrinth over there. And then I still didn't know that the trees they had names on all the trees. Like, this was something that I totally learned.
Yeah.
So there were a few reasons that I hid this where I hid it. One, because everybody went to the village in round 1. Did you go to the village in round 1?
I did not.
Everybody almost everyone went to the village in round 1. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hide it right by where everyone was at in round 1, just to play with them a little bit. And so when I went to Kleiner Park, I wasn't sure if I was going to hide it there because it's such a well-known park. And I didn't know if it'd be too easy to find. But then when I found this area, I thought,
it sits back off the park.
No one's over in that area.
No.
Like,
it's kind of a dead zone.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people over there.
It's kind of because they have the loop, and it's not in the loop of the park. It's off on the east side of the park, where kind of no one goes. There's just like nothing there. Yeah. Past the restrooms, in no man's land. But anyway, so we'll kind of break it down of how I did the clue also. Obviously the guy in the hat in the middle of Kleiner Park.
We got a picture of that.
Yeah. You have to hold it real close, up in the top right there where that little white light's at. So that is Kleiner, obviously, with his lovely hat on. That's the guy in the hat.
So back when I was at the Veterans Hospital, that was one of the clues I was looking for. I was looking for a statue. I'm like, there's got to be something, a man in a hat, a guy in a hat. And as I was climbing around, found their little hidden garden behind on the very last road on Officers Lane, I think it was. There was a Veterans Affairs trailer, and on the trailer had soldiers painted on the trailer with helmets. So that made me like sit there.
I have seen that over
and
there.
maybe sit there for
It's
like
making a mess.
way too long. I felt just
Staring
thinking,
at it, thinking,
okay, there's a guy in a hat here. There's a tree. There's a labyrinth over here. But eventually that obviously ran out pretty quick. But yeah, there's the guy in the hat.
The obviously vinyl, that whole thing. He played Auld Lang Syne on the vinyl this year. This park obviously is on Records Way. So see where it says Records Avenue right there? That's where the whole vinyl part came in.
And then this is the park. So let me pull back just a little bit. You can see the main loop here where the majority of the people would go. And then where we're talking about is way over here is where the key was.
Yeah, it's a park, like I say, I've been to that park probably 25, 30 times. I call that many. And had no clue that that place ever existed. And I didn't know that there was a labyrinth over there. And I had no clue about, obviously you guys don't see it in this clue. I said something about a journey in today's clue on Facebook. Did you get that clue?
Don't fall down. Don't fall down
on your journey.
Yeah, I saw that on my way.
And those 3 art pieces, they're called the journey. That's what those 3 are called. So, Daedalus, however you say his name, I had to look it up too because I had no clue who that was. Lives in the center of the maze. Obviously, you probably all Googled up that name and figured it out. It was called at the farm, so they have where they talk about
the history
of the park. The sign is there that says like JMS, JMK Farm, something like that, in big letters, and it's just an old sign from their farm, and so it's called at the farm, but we didn't care. And then Rayward's Crook, it was in a Rayward ash, and so each tree tells you what kind of tree it is, and it was in the Rayward ash tree in the crook of the branch where it comes out of the so before, like, people had talked to me and said, hey, this is too difficult, don't put these things in here that throw us off. And like I did last time, I made it very obviously feel like it was going to be at the village because I used twigs and I used village in one. This one I did just the opposite to see how long it would take to find if I pinpointed things that were just all real and didn't put anything fake in here. It just pointed you right to the spot without. I wanted to see if it would take a day or 2 days so I would know in the future just how many red herrings we need to send you sometimes off into crazy land. So I think the February one, which is for Valentine's, it's going to break. I think Valentine's on a Saturday. So this is on Friday. Valentine's maybe Sunday, actually. But yeah, so I'm going to use what I found from the first Christmas one, which people thought was a little too hard, to this one, which Smarty Pants here thought was too easy.
I was worried. I was really worried.
I'm really impressed that you watched my video and caught that. That was.
I was camping out in Garden City this morning.
That was good. It
and
didn't
I
lead you to the right spot, but
I went to bed early last night. There was no midnight celebration. I was in bed by 7:30.
Well, paid off.
Oh, you get early bird catches the worm.
That's right. Like, yeah, I was shocked when I got that. I was on the phone with a friend, and you texted me a picture of you standing there, and I was like, "Holy cow! Someone found the key already." I was shocked. So. Good on you.
There's some good hunters out there, so you gotta be on your
on
toes.
the game. Yeah, you can't just relax. Someone will get it. Had anyone out there figured out that it was at Kleiner Park 2 hours in?
Or where did you all go?
Or yeah, where did you go? Like, if you're talking to us on the side, like, did any of you like even get out of your homes yet by the time this guy had already found it. Like, I was shocked. And I can't believe you went to 3 locations in that time and still found it.
Ugh, stressing out. Stressing out.
Oh gosh.
I wanted to get ahead of the weather, because we only have limited light.
Yeah.
It's snow. If the snow would have came last night, it would have been much more difficult to find.
Yeah. I was a little nervous yesterday because it was snowing here at my house. I don't know if it snowed throughout the valley, but as that snow was falling, I was thinking, oh yikes, this is going to be a little bit rough if this snow falls and covers that up to where you can't see any of it. But I think the crook, I actually rewrote this last night. I had a whole nother.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, I actually have
I think it'd be good to hear that.
This is what this was gonna say. And then last night, because of the snow, I decided, you know what? This snow may cover it. I might need to actually help out with this a little bit. Let me find it. I think I have it. I may have thrown it away, actually. I may not
shredded it.
No, it's just over there in the garbage. Oh no, I took the garbage out already. If it's there.
Oh my goodness. Wait. There's more paperwork.
Here it is. Okay. So this is what the riddle was going to be up to yesterday, when I decided that I might need to redo it because of the snow that might cover it. And I wanted to put the word crook in, and I wanted to make it more New Year's-ish, because obviously this one was not New Year's at all. So it said, round, round, and round, it's a rhino. Is this just plastic or made of vinyl? On your journey, find the man in the hat. He knows Dallas, who will lead you where it's at. That was all that today's clue was going to be.
That would have taken you to the park.
Yeah, that
there,
I figured would
knows?
maybe take you to the park, but give you nothing about where it was at.
Yeah.
And then on day 2, I was going to say, the man in the hat saw you on your venture. He said his bridge would lead you to the clincher. Minotaur hopes your soul turns to ash. There's no rest for the wicked if you want to win the cash. And so then I was going to send you, actually let you know that it was an ash tree, but I wasn't going to tell you anything about, let you have to figure it out from there.
Still pretty good.
And then on Sunday, I thought, I'll be really nice to him. So I was like, an Orange Julius sounds great as we rush round and round. You'll pass by the graves before the treasure is found. Don't be amazed, it will lead you straight there. In Raywood's ash, it's stashed in midair. That was going to be Sundays. And I figured someone would get it by then. That was so that was going to be the riddles. And then the snow made me think that I needed to say something about the crook. And some people told me that they felt like Christmas wasn't Christmassy enough, about the location wasn't celebrating Christmas with it. That they felt like the clue should have led you to a Christmassy spot since it was the Christmas thing. So I felt like I needed to put a clue out that at least sounded more New Year's-y, even though I couldn't figure out a spot to that was New Year's-y. I was trying to think of places that would be great New Year's spots to hide, and all I could come up with was bars and odds and ends, because the Potato Drop area downtown. I thought about that.
I should start off, before I went to Garden City, I did stop with my coffee at Jump, because Jump has a lot of tractors.
Mm-hmm.
So you said hoe it up, and so that's where I actually started this morning, was at Jump.
Was it Jump?
Walked around with my coffee, looked at all the tractors, read the plaques. So the whole
point, to get that in your head, just in case,
look and see if there was something there
that sparked the riddle when it came out.
Yeah, and so there are. It does take you to, this whole game takes you a ton of places that you wouldn't even think about. I've never been to the VA hospital where I was at today. Never in my life. I've been to Jump many times. I've never sat down and read the plaques. And so I read, without slipping on the ice, a lot of tractors. I read about a lot of tractors. And then kind of just reformulated. But that was all before the clue even came out.
Yeah, and that's really what this is about. I see Amanda talking a little bit about, we had talked about that, be aware of places that are not very well known, because the idea of this whole game is to get you to like explore your city and go to places and see things that you may have never paid attention to before. And now when you go to somewhere during this game, you're paying attention.
Mhm.
You're seeing what's around you. You know, like me with where I hit it. No, you've
Maybe
never
touch
been in
that
that
part.
area. I've never been in that area, even though we've been to the park and we know a little bit about it. Like that's the whole idea. So it's not always going to be in a park. There'll be definitely many places that it'll be. So don't get stuck on parks forever. Just, you know, that's a little clue I can tell you on here. That
There might be some recreation, parks and recreation.
yeah, like it could be anywhere. Like it could be a business that just has an outdoor something that I think's cool that I want you to see. And you could be literally going to you know, Simplot or wherever. I mean, I don't know what
Like
outside
Jump,
of business
yeah.
is, but like Jump, yeah, like anywhere like that. You could be going to someone's private property, but they have an area that it's okay for you to be at.
Like a parking lot.
Something like that, to where I'm obviously not gonna at that point hide it in their bushes if it's a private business, or make you go into a place that's weird that you would be hunting for something in an odd location.
When I was at the VA, when I was on the Labyrinth, and it's really cool to check out. I mean, there's a ton of things, a lot of history up there. If you haven't been up there to see it, it's very cool. Not that I had a lot of time to sit there and really examine it today. But as I was hunting for that section, I saw a bush next to a tree, and in that bush was an old horse hitching post that the soldiers would use to hitch the army soldiers would use to hitch their horses, and it was tucked in these bushes, and the bushes had overgrown it, and so I was in there like a madman, just like pulling it back, looking around, looking for it, and I was like, okay, this can't be where it is, but yeah, it just takes you to some really interesting places.
This was gonna be one of the clues. Like if you guys had not gotten it so soon, in the future, like this labyrinth was gonna be one of the clues that I put out. Obviously, it was not the same.
It wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, this is not the exact labyrinth, because this one's at St. Luke's. And I just happened to be passing by and it looked cool to take a picture of with these lights on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought if things get down to it, I need to post something on Facebook that really, if people are just going everywhere but the right place, I would post this picture to let them know, hey, look for one of these, people. So we didn't get that far, but it was still fun. I didn't get to torture you all as much as I like to, you know. I know some of you think that's the whole goal in this is to torture you. This is the treasure, by the way, that Corey gets to take home. So, and it's all real. It's all gold dollars.
Whoa.
That are in there.
You found a pirate ship at one point.
Yeah,
it looks like.
That's where I got this from. Like it came out of the ground. Now it's gonna go home with Corey. Find a new home. So, anyone have any questions? Let's see what's on the side there. Congratulations to Corey. I see you guys were still skiing when it was found. That'll teach you. At least that means you didn't find it 2 times in a row. Oh, the price is $400. So that's what's in here. So Corey's taking 400 bones home today. Not a bad investment for.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like that'll get you through a few years of playing.
It's a way to start the new year,
right? Like who else won $400 on New Year's?
I don't know.
And got drinks. I was gonna say what they are, but I don't know if we can say that on YouTube. Of course they're not real. We're just on lunch.
It is lunch. Little pass. Happy hour.
That's right. So, all right, we'll let you all go so you can watch the national semifinals. I think that Alabama was whooping some
dominating.
Butt. Oh yeah, and who's going to win the late game? Clemson or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
What do you guys think? Clemson, Ohio State tonight? Who's going to win? Anybody care? Anyone watching? Did you say Ohio State?
I think so.
Ah,
They're a little underdog.
Yeah, I think Clemson thinks they've got something to prove, though.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think Ohio State's as good as they think that many think they are. I don't know. They didn't play that great against
It's tough to tell this year.
But Northwestern looked great today.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but enjoy your day, you guys. Thanks for playing. The next one's up and available right now at huntforthekey.com. It's on release date is I shouldn't say this out loud. So release date is the Friday before Valentine's, which I think is like the 12th or 13th that release date is. Corey's looking it up for us. But that one I'm going to make a little more difficult because I feel like if you're doing this on the 12th, so on the 12th, which is that Friday at noon, and then Sunday is Valentine's. So you get to spend all that time with someone you love, or you can do it by yourself like this one did. He didn't have any help from anyone today. Like he did it all by himself. So maybe that's the key.
I don't know. The more the merrier, maybe.
Yeah, or to confuse you, they could have sent you anywhere.
I know.
But go on, buy a ticket. I feel like it's going to be the biggest one yet. I also ordered an ounce of gold. We're going to do one later this year that you're going to be able to look for an ounce of gold, and the actual gold's going to be hid. When you find it, it's going to be yours. So
somebody's
start gearing up.
Walking around without their filling. I think.
Yeah,
they're going to be missing their filling.
2 or 3 people. There better be more than one filling worth when it gets here. So that one's going to be fun. Invite all your friends to play. Obviously, the more people that play, the bigger the pot's going to get. We want to get this up to where it's $1,000 every single time. And then there's money left over to do fun ones like the gold and some of these other things. So that's the goal in the long run, is to get at least 50 people every time. So it's got $1,000 pot, and then use some of those other funds to put back into a bank to where we do a free Christmas one for people that have played throughout the year. And it has a good pot on it and some things like that. And we want to do some just odds and ends throughout the month to where you might find just a gold coin somewhere, and we do an all Facebook one or something like that, to where that's where some of that extra money is going to go once we get above 50 people every time, and start moving forward. So invite all your friends.
I don't know if people can wait till February to play again.
I know, right?
That's a long time. I think you may have to do a mid-January.
We could do just a fun, odd little
small pot.
Yeah. So let us know if you want to do something again before Valentine's Day. I know that's a long way. That's 45 days.
I feel bad.
I know. Go put it back.
2.5 hours. I thought about it. I really did. The little
you thought about putting it back and letting someone else win?
I really did. No, I thought about taking a picture and putting it back for just a second.
Yeah, and then the second was gone. And you sent the picture to me.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you guys for joining. Tell all your friends. Let's make the February one $1,000 pot. We can do this. Share with everyone. Love you guys. Congratulations, Corey.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Now the awkward part of trying to turn this off.